as I started getting more money, I started getting more vending machines off of Facebook Marketplace.
I was just trying to replace, my $40,000 salary. And I was like, if I can do that, then I'll be good. And then I started realizing that I could do so much more than that. It was December 26th, I believe, right after Christmas. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we're switching tomorrow.
So I can focus on the growth because I can see the growth now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can see where okay, Lance, you need to get our systems and processes together. I'm stressed out every day about that.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Investor Unite podcast, where we talk all things real estate, business, and entrepreneurship.
If you are looking to ignite your real estate investing, then join us on Investors Unite.
And on today's episode, we have a powerhouse couple that's in the real estate industry, also cleaning business as well. So without further ado, we got Shanice Tucker and Lance Heinz-Butts.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you guys for coming on.
I was like, I got to make sure I get the last names right and everything. But we want to hear your story. Like, how did you guys meet? How did you guys get into real estate? And then also want to touch on your cleaning business, because this is also a business podcast. So kind of hear more about that. But without further ado, let's hear it.
Yeah. You want to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we met at Bourbon downtown, which is so interesting because he's not even a drinker or anything like that. So I was going out with my friends, and he happened to be playing my friends in beer pong.
Yeah.
I've been on that table many times.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a professional beer pong player. So
how about ping pong?
I'm not that good at ping pong. I'm not that
Not so good?
No.
I just say that to the audience because we got a ping pong table in the back that y'all can't see.
Yeah. I am pretty competitive though. So
All right. We can run to that.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. So I met her at Bourbon. She seen me, and then she just was like,
Like, that guy's kind of cute.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. So I ran it.
Oh yeah. All right.
And
Wait, you made the move or she made the move?
I made the move.
All right.
I made the move.
I don't know about that.
You
I think
shot your
he
shot,
came
huh?
over and he bought me and my friend a drink because she told him to, and he did.
She didn't tell me to, but
Yeah, that's a gentleman.
Right.
Yeah. So then after that, he was about to leave, and he said, "I'm gonna leave." And then I seen him again, and I was like, "Wait, I thought you said you were gonna leave."
Yeah.
I was like, got her.
Then
she's worried about where I'm at.
So then I said, add me on Snapchat, because at that time I was single and I was not giving anyone my number.
Yeah.
So I was like, add me on Snapchat, and then he did. And then we kind of talked through Snapchat for like a couple weeks, and then he posted a picture. And
She
I was
saw
like,
how handsome I was, and then she was just like you can say it, sorry.
yes. So I would say that you were just as interested, but I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's the guy from the other night. He's kind of cute. He had mentioned that he was in college, and I was just like, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Yeah. How long ago
And
was
then
this?
almost 7 years now.
7 years.
It's a long time.
March of next year will be 7 years that we met. So
Nice.
then he went to, I was bartending at the time, or serving, and he came to my job to see me before he left to go back to school. And then from that moment on, I was like, oh, I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much from that day forward, we've been
Yeah. That's
an
a cute
item in
story.
my head.
Awesome.
So you don't usually expect to get a relationship once you're going downtown. You're like,
Right.
You're going to go down there. You might mess around a little bit.
Right.
And
the crazy part is, I don't even really go out like that. So
yeah.
it was just like
It's like a God thing or
yeah,
something.
Yeah, for
so,
sure.
Yeah.
Meant
And
to be.
she said she doesn't really go out like that either. So it's just like
Yeah.
Like, I
Right
didn't
time,
want to
right
go
place
out
for
that
both of
night.
y'all.
Yeah,
That's
I did
awesome.
not want to go that night.
Your friends convince you.
She did.
Yeah.
Because
Well, shout out to the friend.
yeah, shout out to Jasmine. Yes.
All right, cool. So we got two entrepreneurs, right? So who was the first one to really venture into your business?
To real estate. So I would, Lance actually encouraged me when we first started talking about, like I said, I kind of was interested in real estate, but he was like, kind of encouraged me to do it.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And then I would say 6 or 7 months passed and I still wasn't doing it. And he was like, well, what's up with that? and I didn't want him to think that I wasn't like
Yeah.
gonna follow through. So I like signed up for my classes, got my real estate license.
In person or
Um,
online?
I did it online first, and
Okay.
then that failed, and then I did it in person.
Gotcha.
Right. So you were like 23, 24-ish at this time, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So did
Yeah.
you, before that, did you already have kind of a path you wanted to go down and real estate was like a side option, or did you always kind of have your mind set on real estate?
So I was working in corporate and bartending.
Okay.
I had no idea. Like I saw real estate, but it's not like there was no shows like Selling Sunset or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just was like, I wanted the freedom and flexibility. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't know I was going to be an entrepreneur and that I was starting my own business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And how about for you? So graduate from college?
Yeah, so I graduated from Shippensburg University.
All right. He's a local.
Yeah, so my first business that I started all of my businesses in college.
Okay. Nice.
Because I was just trying to find a way to get through. I was very involved.
So I'm tired of being here. Just
I was very involved in everything.
Yeah.
So like I didn't have any time to work for anybody,
Mhm.
because I needed to make my own schedule.
Yeah.
And so my first business, I had a vending business.
Oh,
that
did
was
you?
that was my very first
Like
business.
vending machines.
Vending machines, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And so I had multiple locations,
Mhm.
and it's kind of difficult to do it while I was in college.
Yeah.
But I did have the locations, so I ended up selling that business.
Okay.
And
How did you secure the vending machines? Just you have money saved up?
yeah, so I got my money from one semester, or it was 1 year. I had got refund check,
Oh, okay.
and so I
Nice.
used my refund checks to get
fund
my
that.
get my vending machines.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so as I started to get more money, I started getting more vending machines off of Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and then I found a guy that had it was like over 100 locations.
Oh, shoot.
And he was in Manheim. So I used to go there. He used to give me good deals on vending machines, and
Nice. And how did you go about finding the locations and like talking to the
so
businesses?
just door knocking?
Yeah.
Door to
Yeah.
door.
I was door to door, like
So you're just going business to business.
Yeah,
Like, can I
like-
put this here?
exactly. Like I would either find the manager or the owner
Yeah. Is there
and
any?
be like,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
hey, I was just wondering if you guys needed any vending machines in your facility.
Mhm.
And then I got discouraged because it was like 50 no's before, and I was telling Shanice, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting like
It-
no's after
yeah.
no's after no's, and then I got the first yes.
Mhm.
After I got the first yes, then it was just like up from there.
Game
Yeah.
on.
It was like up from there. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I got a vending machine down here,
Yeah.
and I was starting to be, I used to, I was starting to have a reputation
Mhm.
for having vending machines.
Okay.
So
Is
Nice.
that a profitable business?
yeah, it is, but you need to have your systems together,
Yeah.
because it was very stressful for me
Mhm.
when I was in college, because I would always have to refill it, and like if you're doing something else, it's hard to
Just keep up with that.
keep up with that. So I sold that off.
Okay.
Then I had got another refund check
Mhm.
along with the money I got from vending machines.
Yeah.
And I got I was very stressed because I didn't have any money in college. And, I got blessed.
Yeah.
Just like one semester I got blessed where like I sold the vending machines off. I got a refund check,
Mhm.
and I got money from somewhere else. And I came home for Thanksgiving break around this time,
Yeah.
and my mom saw how stressed I was. And she was like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
And I told her that I was very stressed. And she said, "Well, you always wanted to start a cleaning business. We have a machine at the church. Why don't you just use that machine to start you off and get you through whatever you need to get through?"
Yeah.
And so that week, I did everything I was supposed to do, filled out all all the classes, got my LLC,
Yeah.
did all the research I can do on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I started my business. My first client was my grandmom.
Okay.
What
She-
kind of machine were we talking about? Like at the church?
So it was this big, like large,
Like one of those push around.
yeah, it was those big old
I
machines.
know what you're talking
Okay.
So I was like, I mean, like I'll use it, but like it's
Yeah.
how I'm gonna lug this thing
It's
around.
not ideal,
Yeah.
but
So I mean, when I she was like, ask your grandma, I called her and she was like, well, this machine was for you anyway.
oh,
And so you know, I started with that, and then I had this other machine that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. It was like a powder. Yeah, this
I remember that.
Yeah.
We went to go pick it up. It was from another church.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like this powder. You throw the powder down and you agitate it into the carpets and then you vacuum it up.
okay.
So I started with that, and all my clients were my family at the time.
Yeah.
And then I was starting to get more money. I was working. My grandma allowed me to work at the daycare at the time too. So I was collecting more money so I can get more machines
Mhm.
and more solution, doing more research, and my business
That's
grown from there.
yeah, that's amazing. It sounds like your mom was kind of like a big inspiration there, and she really pushed you along. Is she some type of entrepreneur as well, or
Yeah, so she has a staging company.
okay?
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Okay, yeah. That
Yeah.
makes
It's starting to
It's all
click,
tied
right?
together. Yeah.
Yeah, so she has a staging company.
Yeah.
And then my grandma has the daycare in Harrisburg as well.
He
Okay.
comes from a family of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it's just in your blood at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
And when-
Churches and everything.
Yeah, and when did you guys start when did you start the not the staging company, the cleaning business?
I started the cleaning business in 2020, March of
Okay.
2020, and during COVID.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like at the time, I only had I had carpet cleaning, but I found out about disinfecting fogging.
Mm-hmm.
So I added that service, and I got business from that as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is that? I don't even know.
So disinfecting fogging it's you have a large fogger and you have solutions, and
Okay.
you can just
Just go all around and
go all around, disinfect facilities and
Yeah.
homes and stuff like that. So at that time, it was very big.
it's like a giant can of Lysol just on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, I got you.
yeah.
Cool,
Awesome.
cool.
Now I want to dive into your story with, getting your real estate license. How many times did you pass on the first try?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. I should have asked Maddie that when we had her on the
Oh, yeah.
podcast.
I'm
But
curious of that answer.
yeah, it took me 3 tries?
Oh, really?
I passed the national on the first try, and then the state took me 3 tries. But after you passed, did you already speak with brokerages, or did you already know who you were going to sign on with? How was that process like?
I knew who I was going to sign with because I had been talking to them before I got my license.
Okay.
So I immediately just went with them. I didn't even know you could interview brokerages back then. Like I was just like happy that they wanted to have me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do any research at all.
And which
Yeah.
brokerage was this?
Century 21 Realty
Okay.
Services.
Gotcha.
Awesome. And what was the next steps with that? Like the mentoring and everything like that? Like just diving deep into real estate.
Right.
You know?
So I just dove in head first. I did everything I could do to, mentor with other agents, shadow them at open houses. I did an open house every Sunday
Wow.
for about 6 or 7 months.
There you go.
Sometimes I was at the same house for like 5 or 6 weeks in a row because back then like homes didn't sell that quickly.
Yeah.
So I did that. I did every single training I could that was at the office. So I just submerged myself in real estate. And I didn't know you could the income potential. So I was just trying to replace, my $40,000 salary. And I was like, if I can do that, then I'll be good. And then I started realizing that I could do so much more than that. And I started with social media and posting all the time. And in 2019, it was not, a thing to post on social media. No agents were really doing that. So it was like I really stood out.
Yeah.
And I built a lot of trust within the community. So that's how I grew so quickly, I would say.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get your first deal?
I had my first deal within a month.
That's good.
But I did that with someone else, and then and they came through an open house, and then it took about 5 months to close, like to start consistently closing.
Yeah.
So once 2020 hit, then I started consistently closing, and I think my first year I closed 17 deals.
In your first year.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Nice. So are you primarily
Thanks.
working with buyers? or were you
At
also?
that time.
Yeah, it seems like everyone when they start off, it always starts with the buyers, and
Yeah.
then from there, it's like, all right, I'm a little more experienced now. Let me go out and try to find some listings, right?
Yeah. I got really lucky because I was able to work with some investors. So then
Okay.
the buyers turned into sellers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And because of having that, then I had a lot of trust with people that wanted to sell their property.
Yeah.
My first listing actually it was a buy sell. It came from an open house that I did like a month into me getting my license.
Wow.
So that was a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get to the story of where like you guys kind of teamed up and now you have your own team. What's the team called?
Shanice Tucker Group.
The Shanice Tucker Group. So that's awesome. That's exciting
Thanks.
stuff. But I know you've been through a lot with different brokerages, which I want you to dive into as well. And then I want you to tap into how you guys, came together.
So after Century 21, during the pandemic, and every brokerage that I was at served its purpose. Everyone's great there. I think that when you're going through your journey, then you just start realizing that you need different things and you want different things. So they were just like stepping stones to get to where I am now. But I went to EXP because at that time I was looking for, a cloud-based brokerage because we were home because of the pandemic. So it fit. Also, the fees were lower and you're able to be licensed in multiple states under the same brokerage. So that's why I did that. And I was there for a while. I mean, I had a lot of agents underneath me. I had an office, but then it was time to pivot from there. And I did go to Iron Valley. But backtracking, while I was at EXP, he got his license.
Okay. Awesome.
So, I mean, you can give him the details, but he kept talking about it. And I was like, it only takes like 5 weeks. I'm like, you should just
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
So he was home from break. I gave him the schedule of when the classes were, and they fell during his break from college. And
That's perfect.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I took all the classes back to back,
Mhm.
and
You just kind of rushed through that thing.
I just rushed through it. And
Yeah.
Did you pass on your first time too?
Yeah.
I passed the classes on my first time. Yes.
Okay. How about the?
On the national and the state, I did not
okay.
pass on the first time.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I was very confident going in. I was like, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I go in there, I'm like, all right, I'm sure I did good. And I'm like, I didn't pass.
You get the results right away.
Right. You get the results right away. I'm like, I didn't pass. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, why didn't I pass?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I called her. I was like, hey, I didn't pass. And so she was like, just keep taking it.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna keep taking it. And I eventually passed. I think it was like my third or fourth time.
I don't know.
I think it was my third
yeah.
time. I think my
Yeah.
third or fourth time.
They make it like the questions.
They try to trick you.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
It's like it could be this one, but it could also be this
Right.
one too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you got
Right.
two right answers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, so I passed it after that. Then I joined EXP at the time.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
And how long ago was this?
This was
Like
3 years,
2.5.
2.5 years ago.
Oh, so you had it for quite some time.
Yeah,
Oh,
two
shoot.
2.5 years ago.
Okay.
So we went from EXP.
Then it was time to pivot and make a move. So we moved to Iron Valley. At that time, I was kind of like scoping brokerages out, and I was like, well, I think they would be a good fit for us right now. Like,
Mhm.
I don't feel like I need too much training. I'm experienced. It's 100% commission. So 3 agents came with me, Lance included,
100%.
out of commission. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, you have a higher monthly fee, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
month. You do have a monthly fee, but it works out. It's worth it.
Right.
And then I started to just realize that I was missing like community. Like I loved Iron Valley, like the branding, and I love the people and
Yeah.
like their mission and all of that. But I was like, I was missing community, and they don't really have that too much at the time, and I felt really alone.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of like
Um,
culture. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
I wanted that a little rah-rah, I guess you could say.
Rah-rah.
I needed that
Yeah.
to keep me going. And so I felt just down, like feeling like I have this team, like it's not where I want it to be. And I don't know what to do. Like I
Yeah.
just felt like I don't know where to go.
Sure.
So his cousin, Erica Rawls, she is an amazing realtor in this area. She's been in the business for a long time. I reached out to her and I was like, I'm really down right now. Like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, I was just venting.
Yeah.
And so a couple weeks later, she texted me and she was like, hey, like, would you and Lance want to come to an 8-week training? And I was like, sure. I didn't ask any questions. That's how you know I was just like in a really low spot.
Yeah.
I was like, sure. I
Yeah.
show up at the training and it's a Keller Williams training. And I was like, and I know everyone in there. And they're like, what are you doing here? And I have my Iron Valley cup in my hand. And I'm like, I seen some other agents that were at other brokerages because Keller Williams does open up their trainings to other brokerages, which I love.
That's nice. Yeah.
And there's no pressure to join. But after the first week, I called Lance because he wasn't able to make it the first day. And I was like, oh my gosh, like you're going to love this when you
Yeah.
get here. This is amazing. And my team, we were on teams within the training and my team was amazing. And I just felt like I was getting somewhere. Like I felt like I was, had energy again,
Right.
within real estate. And they don't really talk about how the ups and downs of real estate and how sometimes you can feel really down. So after like the third or fourth week, Lance was like, looked at me and he was like, we need to be over there.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I was like, we're just going to take what we learned and we're
Yeah.
going to go back to Iron Valley and we're going to be fine. He's like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
So then after like week, I think we went to Thanksgiving, we came back. We had a couple more weeks.
This is last year then?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just last year, 2023.
Mhm.
So then we went to Thanksgiving, came back, and I was like, all right, I want to meet with them. Like, I want to talk to them about this.
Right.
Just to
Yeah.
see where they're at.
Yeah,
Just
just
to
to
see.
see.
Just to get some information.
Yeah,
Gotta
let's
get
just,
the
We're not
numbers,
doing
yeah.
anything. We're not
Yeah.
doing anything. We're just going over there just to talk.
right. I was like, we're not joining. Like
Yeah.
I said that to him. He's like, okay. So then we're talking, and like, I just kept getting antsy because I was like, I really like what they're saying. Like, I
Mhm.
love this training. I feel like this is great.
Yeah. Is there a
Um,
reason that you were kind of like pushing away from wanting to join that team?
Well, I just didn't want to change brokerages again.
It's
I didn't
a lot
want
in a
to.
nutshell, kind of.
It's really, it's a lot to us. Like
Yeah.
none of my clients actually cared. So I actually met. I like to take my clients out to dinner. So I was meeting with a couple of them over like Christmas and stuff. And the one I said to her, I told her the story, and she's like, "Well, why are you not switching?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, what would you think?" And she's like, "Why would I care? Like if you're gonna
Yeah.
give the same service, like."
Right.
And it's going to be like, you're going to be a better version of yourself there because you're going to be happier. So
Mhm.
I don't care. And I was like, thank you.
Yep,
So
that's
then,
the confirmation.
Yeah, I feel like whenever
Right.
a seller is really, looking to sell their house just on market through an agent and everything, I feel like they're really a lot more focused on the agent themselves versus what brokers they're going to.
That's right.
yeah.
Right. So it's all about the kind of services that you can give to your client at
Right.
the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes they'll ask, but
Yeah, of
it's
course.
usually not like the main question. But she said that. And then Brittany Giles, the team leader at Keller
Yeah,
Williams.
shout out to Brittany.
Yes, we love Brittany. She said to me, she was like, okay, well, when can I reach out to you again? I was like,
Yeah.
early next year. Like, this was in December. I was like, early next year, you can reach out to me. And she was like, well, let's just meet
Mhm.
so that you can kind of pre-onboard, like not onboard right now, but just so you can be ready whenever
Right.
it's time. And I was like, okay.
Just planting those seeds.
Right. So then I was like talking to him. I was like, yeah, it's, end of December. Like, should we wait?
Mhm.
And then one day, like, I think it was like December 26th, I believe, right after Christmas. And I was like, we're switching tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I was like, I'm calling her and
She's
we're
like, I
switching.
want to go into the next year
Yeah.
at Keller Williams.
That's
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, so we,
Okay, let's do it.
right.
Did you kind of know all along that that's where you
Yeah, I
guys
already
end
knew.
up?
I already
Yeah.
knew. Yeah.
I just have to go through my process.
There was
Yeah.
no
You can't fight her from.
there was no
yeah.
really no downside to it.
Right.
Mhm.
Really, the only thing was just like she was concerned about what her clients would think about it.
And peers, which doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so it was just like
And then how about in terms of commission? Keller Williams, that's not 100%, is it?
No, but
It's a
I
split.
mean, the value that you get there is
Well
worth it.
Okay.
And the growth that I've had within myself and my business and the team. It may not be like volume growth, but
Yeah.
the foundation, like the foundational growth and the structure is phenomenal that I've had this year.
Yeah.
So it was definitely the right move, and they were like so happy to have us, and super helpful.
I kind of feel like that's what I needed too, because I'm still considered new,
Mhm.
and I didn't feel community. Like I wasn't really all the way connected
Yeah.
to like real estate as
Okay.
much as I am now.
Yeah.
Now my confidence is a little bit higher because of I had that community now,
Yeah.
and I can just call people and just ask them any questions,
Yeah.
like be-
Yeah.
yeah, like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every day
It's
there's
great.
trainings every day.
Not every day. It's every week. Every week.
It feels like it. It feels like
It
training.
does
not
feel
every
like
day.
it because it's like every time you look up, it's like there's something that you can be a
Something
part
new.
of.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's the community that like I needed to like give
Really
me
be
my confidence.
involved.
Yeah, to
Mhm.
give me my
Yeah.
confidence and be involved and
Yeah.
so that you weren't like for a while. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of seemed like he was in my shadow and he didn't know how to navigate
Yeah.
or what to do. But now when we joined Keller Williams, then he had people that he has people that he can lean on that
Yeah.
I mean, I know them, but I don't have a connection with them the way he does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I really like that for him because he felt more comfortable.
Now, how do you guys have this set up? Like, how many is on the team? Do you have a specific like buyer agent, listing agent? Like, how do you go about breaking up the team?
So I believe that every agent should have the ability to work with buyers and sellers. So I'm not really rigid with that. But the way that we have it right now is we have Lance is on the team. We have another team member as well. And then we have a transaction coordinator
Mhm.
and a virtual assistant. So whenever I joined Keller Williams, Lance wasn't like I had no team. Like I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Until I learn how to do it right, I'm not doing it. And the goal wasn't even to have the team again this year. But then, it got placed in our path again. So I was like, okay, maybe this we're supposed to do this. So he got on the team again.
Yeah.
And we teamed up and then we got the transaction. Well, we had a team member first and then we backtracked and got the transaction coordinator and the virtual assistant. And
Where is the virtual assistant based out of?
she's here.
Oh,
So
okay.
I wanted somebody that was local,
Yeah.
a real like not that a VA is not real, but I wanted her to be in the US and
Yeah.
be local.
Okay.
Just in case if I needed her to do anything local. So she went through 3 interviews and she's been great.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about you guys partnering because they say like just having a relationship that could be a struggle in itself, and then
Right.
also being like business partners on top of that. Like, what has that been like?
It has its ups and downs. It definitely has its
Let's talk
ups and
about
downs.
it.
Like, we were just talking about this the other day. Like, it was definitely some growing pains, I guess you could say.
In the beginning, I feel like now we're in a place where he knows his strengths, I know mine.
Yeah.
But when we first started, it was difficult for me to take the girlfriend hat off
Mhm.
and remind myself, okay, now it's, Shanice Tucker, the realtor, team leader, talking to, my team member. So I had to remember that.
Mhm.
But I think that this year, especially I know this is not a Keller Williams commercial, but they really do a good job of teaching you how to run your business like a business, which in turn helped me be able to work with him
Yeah.
better.
It helped me with my business too.
Mhm.
Like you said, this isn't a Keller Williams commercial, but it helped me, with the trainings and stuff like that. It helped me with my other business,
Yeah.
So, yes, it actually does help for like when we're away from the office, it helps. It helps us. You know what I mean? How to separate it and stuff like that. So
Having that work-life balance.
exactly right.
I still have
exactly.
to, he still reminds me sometimes, like, because I'm very much obsessed with real estate and my business
Yes.
and all of that. I do love it.
Mhm.
And sometimes I do need to remember to turn it off. So I think that we've realized and I've given him permission, like, let me know. Just tell me because sometimes I don't even realize that I like because it's just so natural
It's the
for me.
passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just have to let me
It's your
know.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like this. Our businesses are our lives right now. So we're
Right.
trying to grow our baby. So you know what I mean.
Right.
It's our businesses are our baby. So we're just trying to grow it.
Yeah.
So would you say, does it make that even harder to like block out time for each other?
No, I think we do a pretty good job of.
Some weeks are harder than
Yeah,
others because
yeah.
we're really busy
Mm-hmm.
with work. But I think that we've done so much better this year of being intentional,
Yeah, for sure.
of spending time together, and then like my daughter Journey and Lance have a really great relationship. So he really helps in that area where he can, like, if I, like last night, like I'm out till 7:30 like showing property,
Yeah.
he can step in and get her from the bus stop, and like so then she has some sense of like normalcy like at home,
Right.
like where she's not just out late.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that helps where
Yeah.
we just pick up where the other
Other
one's
couldn't make
lacking.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
It seems like Ben and Brittany have a very similar like style to that as well.
Yeah.
We did a interview with both of them too, just kind of
Yes.
see like their relationship dynamic, and
Yeah.
they're both entrepreneurs as well.
Mhm.
But it same idea where it's like they have a calendar, everything needs scheduled. Like if there's one time you're gonna be 10 minutes late to something, like make sure it's in
Yeah.
there.
What
Right?
she talks
We're
about.
still working on the
She,
calendar.
she talks
But-
about. I still use the iPhone calendar.
Oh,
That's
what I
our
use.
biggest
you use
biggest
Google?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, so like she's talking about you need to start using Google Calendar so I can put stuff in your calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
just
Hey,
our
you can
biggest
join, You
thing.
can join his iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the
My calendar.
iCloud because like Google is amazing because everything's in there, like
color
Gmail. Yes,
coordinated.
thank you.
That's
Thank
the best
you.
part.
Yeah.
Yes.
I understand that. It's just the learning curve for me. Like
Yeah, it's different.
it's different.
Mhm.
It's different. I've been using my iPhone calendar for so long.
Yeah.
It's funny when me and Stephanie first started getting in the business. I'm not the organized one when it comes to like systems and making sure everything's there. Like I
Yeah.
just try to keep it all in here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So
Which-
see.
It's not the right thing to do, but
Right.
it's just naturally how I am.
Yeah.
And so in the very beginning, she was always like, "Yo, like throw this in your calendar, throw it in your calendar, like all the time on Google
Yeah.
Calendar." I was like, I don't even have Google Calendar.
Right.
Well, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist.
It-
So
right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Bold law, whatever.
Yeah.
But what we will do is like, this probably, I know it annoys him sometimes, but I'll be like, so what do you have tomorrow? Like, because I'm
Yeah.
like, where are the gaps? Like, where do we
Yeah.
need, like, because the bus stop, like even putting my daughter on the bus and getting her from the bus stop, like that's on my calendar every day.
Mhm.
I might schedule an appointment over that, but I always have that reminder, like, okay, if I can't get her, then I'm like,
What's your calendar? look
yeah,
like?
what
Yeah.
what do you have going on? Or
Right.
like to see where the gaps lie for us to be able to spend time together.
Mhm.
That's usually why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now,
Nice. Okay.
I was curious, what is it like for you? Because you're not only doing real estate, but also the cleaning business. So, do you have any hires within the cleaning business as
Yes.
well? Like,
So,
how are you managing? that?
I consider this a family business, so I do
Okay.
have family members working with me right now to help me get the jobs done.
Yeah.
So I got my cousin. I actually got my dad. I got friends,
Okay.
and I have another cousin that helps me sometimes too. So
Is that hard with it being in the family, or
I would say it's really not that hard
yeah?
because they understand that I take this thing very seriously.
Right.
Like I'm not playing around at all.
Yeah.
So it's like they understand my style and they understand what I expect. And I let them know ahead of time, like,
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Right.
And if you don't know what you're doing, watch what I'm doing. I mean, I'm going to put you through a little training so you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be professional. You need to be friendly. You need to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Do what you see me doing. It's what my grandpa used to say.
Right.
If you don't know what you're doing, do what you see me doing.
Yeah.
And so it's not really that hard to work with
Yeah.
family members for me.
As far as like to present day, how big is that company? Would you say? Like
I'll-
you got houses like every day lined up.
Every day,
That's
Wow.
awesome.
all
man.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, every day,
How'd
all
you
day.
go about? How'd you go about marketing that? Like finding Airbnbs.
So
going for
it's
them?
it's. I would just say it's a lot of it was word of mouth.
Yeah.
A lot of it was word of mouth, and now my business really thrives off of Google reviews
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
real estate agents.
and real
I'll
estate
say.
agents. Like
Yeah.
I would say my biggest marketing and advertising comes from realtors, which is word of mouth, Google
Yeah.
Ads, Google reviews, and Yeah.
Family.
and family.
Yeah.
I have a very big family in Harrisburg, so
Yeah.
and like the
No,
churches and stuff like that,
Mhm.
very connected in the church and stuff like that. So like a lot of family, friends.
Yeah. That's impressive. It's awesome that it like ties into your newfound passion of real estate too.
Yeah.
So they just go hand in hand, and one's
Exactly.
able to benefit off the other.
Yeah,
Nice.
and to be honest, it is kind of hard to balance both.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah, it is hard to balance both businesses, especially if you're like kind of fairly new in real estate.
Mhm.
I've had my cleaning business for 6.5 years now, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
What-
Like just as long as I've been
No,
in
that's
real
exa-
estate.
I've been cleaning carpets for about five
Yeah.
or 6 years.
I would say you got the LLC in 2019, and then you
Yeah.
said March of 2020.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Wow.
so
yeah.
it's kind of hard to balance both of them. And
Are you trying to have them grow kind of like simultaneously, or you more-
Yes, and I think right now this year, well, going into next year, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back from real estate so I can, because like my cleaning business is growing
Yeah.
fast.
Which one
Yeah.
is more profitable for you so far?
I would say right now it's a lot of my focus goes towards my cleaning business.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's-
paying the bills.
Yeah, that's paying the bills.
Yeah.
There you
For
go.
sure.
There you go.
So like I think right now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back from real estate for a little bit.
Yeah.
Not all the way back, but take a step back,
Right.
and I'm still going to support the team in the best way
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
But like this requires a lot of my attention right now.
Right.
So I'm trying to grow that, get all the systems and processes together and updated, and so that I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you had to take a step back so you can take a step forward.
Nice.
So
So for the realtors, word of mouth, all that for the cleaning, is it like whenever someone is getting ready to sell their house, kind of like we need to get pictures done, but first we need to get this thing cleaned?
Yep.
yeah,
They kind of just call you up, be like, yo, like we're gonna
Yeah.
have pictures later today. We
Abs-
need you over there now. Like,
absolutely. Or like all
Yeah.
you had to do is call me and then
Yeah.
let me know what you need. A lot of realtors just say, "Hey, we're using this for our client gift
Mhm.
after closing."
That's
Oh,
right.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
smart.
Yeah.
That is
Client
That's
gift.
I did that a lot actually.
She got a discount, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, all realtors have a discount.
Oh, do
Yeah.
they?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
all realtors have a discount.
Smart.
Like, yeah, so if you, I mean, it's like a referral program. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you have clients that need their carpets clean, just give us a call.
Okay.
And
So
Let
do
us-
you do specifically like carpets, or you still do like
carpet,
everything?
upholstery, disinfecting services.
Okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Can we get into numbers or not too much? I know some people.
What kind of numbers?
I just want to know like what margins are on that cleaning business. Kind of
I-
like
I would stay away from that. I don't really like to
that's
say
all
that
right.
too
No,
much.
That's all right.
that's
We
all
don't
good.
gotta do
That's
it.
all
We don't
good.
gotta do it.
Now, what's
I
it?
think it's still like I would say that he graduated it's 2 years almost 2 years ago, December 2022.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't think he was able to put 100% focus
Mhm.
into the business until then. And then he was still navigating like getting out of school and kind of starting into the, real world, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And also having the license on top of that.
Yeah.
Right.
really
It was a
that
lot.
side.
So
Yeah.
I think this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is like, it's not your first year in business, but it feels like, okay.
I
Mhm.
would say that. I would agree with that.
You can
So
kinda
he
just go, like,
doesn't
full
really
force
know
into
yet.
it.
I think
Yeah.
2025 is going to be the year like,
Like the takeoff year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
crazy.
like the incline from the middle of the year
it's been crazy.
was crazy. And like going into 2025, it's just like now I kind of have to take that step where I need to take it. Like I said, I'm gonna take a step back from real estate for a little bit,
Yep.
and then so I can focus on the growth because I can see the growth now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can see where like, okay, Lance, you need to get our systems and processes together. I'm stressed out every day about that.
Yeah.
And so because like going into 2025, it's like, all right, we got
It's a
some
brand new year.
it's a
Yeah.
brand new
Fresh
year,
start.
but like we have things lined up that are going to take us, up there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
and-
got more commercial contracts. Like, it's,
Yeah.
it's good.
That's exciting.
So I'm just trying to make sure all the ducks are in a row, so that when the
So, like,
growth
when
comes,
the
yeah,
volume's there,
the volume's there.
you're
Like
able to
I could
handle it.
I can handle it. I can
Yeah.
put all the people in place. I can do the extra hiring and things like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
A mentor once told me, whatever you focus on expands. So
Exactly
that's
right.
what it just
Exactly
made me
right.
think of.
My
Exactly
favorite
right.
favorite thing to say, because it's
Yeah.
so true.
It is.
And like I've seen that even with him, like when he focuses on real estate, I mean, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But then the cleaning business has to take a back seat, and it's like
Yeah,
that's where his first passion is.
yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah.
yeah.
Now take us through a day in the life of both of you guys.
Okay.
So, Shanice, if you want to start us off.
So usually I'm up pretty early. And I usually try to wake up before my daughter gets up, even though she doesn't really need me to help her get ready. I just make sure she's on track
What
to
time
get
are we
out the
talking
door.
around?
Like 6 or 6:30.
Okay.
Like I tried to be the 5 a.m. girl. Like that's not me. Some days I will say I might wake up earlier if I need to get something done, but it's usually 6 or 6:30, and then I will usually read or like listen to a podcast or something like educational.
Yep.
I'm always trying to learn more about real estate, like in the shower, whatever. So then she gets on the bus around 7:45, 7:50. And then it really just depends on what I have going on that day. Like sometimes I'm getting ready while she's getting ready. Other days I wait till she leaves because I might have more time. But I'm checking emails, I'm on the MLS looking at properties, and following up with people and figuring out what the day looks like. I usually look at my day the night before, but I look at it again
Yeah.
just in case anything changed.
Mhm.
And then after that, it's just reaching out to people's social media.
Yep. Yeah.
I usually have my posts planned, so I'm not usually doing that like in the moment. I'm just like interacting with people. And then the afternoon is when I do most of my appointments.
Okay.
So if I have like, it could be anything. It could be showing. I could be meeting with the seller. I could be going to meet with another agent, shooting content, like whatever takes me outside, like from behind the computers, usually in the afternoon. And then I don't usually do evening like showings in the evenings anymore. I don't work with a lot of buyers. But if I am working with buyers, I might have showings in the evening. Like yesterday I had that, but usually like 80% of the time I'm like getting my daughter off the bus, and then I'm just spending like time with her, and then around I would say like 6 or 7 I'm like looking at my phone again just to see if I missed anything.
Yeah.
And I shut it down at 8. I'm not working after 8, only if I like want to, like if it's marketing or something like that, but I'm not interacting with clients.
Gotcha.
That's a busy day.
productive- Yeah, busy day right there.
Yeah.
What about you, Lance?
It depends.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends. Is it a I kind of chop it up. Like, is it a real estate day or is it like
A cleaning day.
a cleaning day?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And they run together a lot of the times. But I'll say a regular day is I wake up probably around 7:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I get to the location where the van's at. I make some solutions. I usually already have my estimates and cleaning appointments mapped out, and make the solution, get all the equipment together, and get with whoever I'm working with that day, whether it be my cousin or my dad or another cousin.
Yeah.
And we get on the road. We head to estimates. We head to the carpet cleaning appointments. It could be 3-4 a day, 3 or 4 cleaning appointments a day, and now it's to a point where we're doing like 5 or 6 estimates a day,
Wow.
and so the business is
And
like
those only, how long do those take?
those take about 15 minutes.
I was curious.
Yeah. So the estimates take about 15 minutes.
You can pop those
Um,
in.
And the cleaning appointments vary depending on how large the job is.
Okay.
And then, lunch, we stop for lunch, or a snack along the way. And then make some phone calls during that time. People call and I answer the phones, get them scheduled in for the next day or the next week.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's pretty much the day. And
Lately, it's been pretty late.
yeah, I've been working.
Been grinding.
I've been working so late, like waking up super early.
What do you say? Tell them what you say.
Hustle hard.
No. Tell them what you say.
What?
You know.
Late night, early mornings.
No.
What I say?
I don't want to say it because then it won't be funny.
What do I say? Tell me what I say.
No. It has
I
to do
usually-
with fingers. You know what you say.
Oh, I've been working my fingers to the bone.
Fingers
I'm working my
Every day. No, he really is working. I'm so proud of him. He
Yeah.
is working really, really hard. And that kind of, I'm able to take a little bit of a step back now because like in kind of be home at 4 and not and be more rigid with my schedule because he's working more.
Yeah,
Nice. And then, do you mind me asking? I
Yeah.
mean, I know
of
we'll
course.
stay away from profits, but
No worries.
just in like in terms of estimates, kind of like how you judge how much a house will cost. Do you have like packages?
Yeah,
Like, how does that
yeah.
work?
So it depends on if it's commercial, it's square feet.
Okay.
If any room is under 200 square feet, like now I'm getting into residential. If any room is under 200 square feet, it'll probably be $60 a room. Anything that's over 200 square feet is considered 2 rooms. Is the
Okay.
best way I can kind of explain it.
Sure.
It's just the way I've been explaining it for years.
Yeah.
And yeah,
All right.
does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay.
So really just based off square footage.
Yeah,
But-
based off square footage, basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Now, what's it like being a female in the business? Not only just a female, but a Black female in the business. If you want to touch base on that.
It's hard. I would say it took a while for me to gain respect. First of all, when I started, I was super young. I was like the youngest at my office. Now we have like people like Maddie and like you were super young as well, which is nice. And we have younger agents getting in. And now I'm 31 and I'm like, I'm not the baby anymore.
I can't believe you're 31.
Yeah, me neither. But it took me several years to get the respect that I felt like I deserved. And still now it's difficult sometimes when I walk into rooms. But I think I'm more confident. And I realize that I'm not for everybody and that that's okay. But it took some time. I definitely get a lot more respect now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's it like being a guy in the business?
There you go.
well, sir, that's a good question. It is different. I would say it is different in real estate or in cleaning.
I don't even know. It was
Well,
just a funny question, but
Yeah, I mean, being a guy in real estate, I think it's. I don't want to be like, but I think it is for like towards women a little bit
okay.
in real
You
estate.
think
You
it's
think?
I think so.
I
would
think
say
it's
you're
more
saying
there's more
masculine.
Well,
men-
I feel
more
like-
women in the business
Yeah.
than men.
Well, no, I feel like the trust is more towards you guys.
I think
I feel like it's more masculine.
You think?
I
so?
feel like
I'll
are you
say-
saying like with sales wise, like
With
it's
sales,
easier
yeah,
for females to
absolutely,
get deals?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm trying to say.
So I'm the only one at the table without my license. So
Oh,
from
okay.
an outside perspective, I'll definitely say when it comes to like the agent side of the business, I think that that's more of like a female dominant
yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
space.
I think
I-
there probably is more females,
Mhm.
but I
think
do
back-
think men do like if I think like you guys have more dominance sometimes. So
Just because just business in general. It's
Yeah.
more male. But then I do see the agent side where I do see a lot more females.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with like sales, typically like females are more like nurturers. So
Mhm.
like we're more like
You're more
understanding,
empathetic, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're more relational, and then men are more transactional. I would say Lance is a lot different. He's very relational.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't relate in that
Yeah.
way.
Like I'm very relational. That's a good word. You guys like no seriously because
Yeah.
like even with my cleaning business, like I try to build a relationship with
Yeah.
everybody, like
Right.
because you're in their house.
So then you
Right.
have like those reoccurring customers too.
Yeah,
So you
absolutely.
don't have to
Like
go
they
out.
feel like they can just call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can call me like they feel like they can call me anytime. Now there's
Like, stop calling me out
yeah.
of trade.
I know we call me at 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
but you know I just try to build that relationship,
Yeah.
and just
Right.
because like you're in their house,
Right.
like you're gonna clean their room,
Mm-hmm.
not like some of their friends aren't ever in their room. So it's
Yeah.
like you're in their
That's
house. they have
true.
to
You got to build that trust with them.
Yeah.
You
I
have
didn't
to
even
trust
think
them.
about that.
like
Yeah.
in people's businesses too. Like if you're going to clean your car, that's their look. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't want to walk in somebody's business and their carpets are dirty.
Do you guys ever plan on investing?
Yeah,
Buying
Yeah.
some
absolutely.
Oh, you guys
We're-
didn't you do a wholesale? or you're working on it?
I mean, we've tried to do that. I think that for me, I put 150% into my real estate business, and I put my clients first.
Okay.
Which is
That's
my
good if that's your passion.
yeah.
Then yeah.
So I kind of forget about myself, and I come across deals all the time, and I would just pass them off to my clients.
Yeah.
I think this year being at KW has changed my mindset, and I need to, though I can put my clients first, I need to think about our future. And so, yes, we are looking for deals. We kind of know what our buy box is and what we want. So we're trying to stick to that because we could get anything, but we want to stick to like what we want
Sure.
as
Yeah,
far as
I mean,
investment.
What is? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, we definitely want to invest.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just looking for the right opportunity.
Right.
We're looking for lenders too.
Yeah, the funding.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it's
funding
not,
and-
yeah.
What does your buy box look like?
Like well, when I say buy box, I know what we want. Like we want a multi-unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have our eye on one right now. It's not completed yet.
Residential multi or commercial multi?
Residential.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we'd be open to commercial.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be more expensive. But we're just, yeah, like I know once we get the first one, we'll be, on our way.
Mhm.
We
But
just have to get that. We had to get that first one. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's what
just
they
like,
say. That's the toughest one, and then
Yeah.
once
it
you
is the
get that
toughest
first
one.
one,
It's
true.
like
yeah,
we're just trying to find that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's gonna come when you guys are like least expecting
Right.
it too.
I hope
'Cause
so.
That's kind of what happened for me and Stephanie as well. Like we weren't even on the path in the beginning of like feeling comfortable enough to keep these properties, right? It
Right.
was just always like, can we wholesale this? Can we do innovation? Can we do a
Right.
fix and flip?
Mhm.
And it ended up just getting one property today where I'm like, hey, we might be able to wholesale this, make like 5 to 10K. And Stephanie just shot it out like, why don't we keep it?
yeah.
yeah.
And I was like,
That's
well,
amazing.
Actually, no, you're kind of right. Like, it
Is
was,
this the yellow door one?
nah,
Oh,
before
because
that.
that's a good one.
that was a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, from
Yeah.
a text message.
Yeah, that's
I saw your
That's awesome.
TikTok on that today.
Oh
It
yeah.
popped up on my for you page.
yeah.
I had a property.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
I had a
did.
property years ago.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
It was years ago. Before, from the tax sale. Like,
Yeah.
I bought
When it was
before-
still good.
Yeah.
before I went to college. Like, I actually lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for 2 years, and I moved back up.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like this buffer area where my family invests too.
Okay.
And so like, they told me about the tax sale, and I got some off the tax sale
Yeah.
for like
Was that up here in North Carolina?
it was up here.
Oh, up here.
When I moved back up, I got it up
Okay,
here. So
yeah.
I went to the tax sale.
Mhm.
I got some off the tax sale. I
Did you look at it or you just?
I looked at it.
Oh, okay.
I drove by.
Yeah.
Looked at it. You can't go
Just the
inside.
outside.
Yeah, just the outside, and I brought it for about $650 or something
No
like that.
way.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I
You
read-
could not.
Yeah, I brought it for
Like,
like
that's crazy.
What street was that on?
it was off of Division Street,
Oh, okay.
Division and Jefferson. The building's actually not
That's
there
not
anymore.
bad.
Oh,
The
yeah.
building's actually not there
Oh,
anymore.
they knocked
They tore
that
it down.
They knocked that down. So I bought it, and when I went in there, being inexperienced like I was,
Mhm.
I went in there and I cleaned everything out. I cut the grass. The grass was so high. I bought a lot of materials. Bought the cabinets. Bought drywall. Bought insulation. Bought flooring.
Mm-hmm.
And did some repairs. And then the side of the wall, you can push the side of the wall, and the whole house, the
Oh.
whole house moves.
Oh,
So like,
Jeez.
there was a story where the neighbor told me that a tractor trailer ran into the side of the building.
yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it ran inside of the building. So that's why that wall was compromised like that.
Mm. Wow.
And so I was like, I can't afford
Now you got
this.
like bigger like structural.
Yeah,
issues.
like I was like,
Yeah.
I can't afford this. And it was like I think there was something wrong with the foundation too.
Mhm.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
The
so
whole house is moving. Something
Right.
wrong with that foundation.
I was like, I'm selling this thing. So
Yeah.
I sold it. I sold it, and
More than 650.
oh yeah, for sure. I was like, it's like somewhere near 15,000.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
solid
bad
And
right
so
there.
instead of, as an inexperienced investor, I didn't reinvest it in real estate. I reinvested it in myself and
Mhm.
used that money to go to college. That's why I ended up at
Yeah,
such a
that's
good
totally worth it, though.
story.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up at Shippensburg. I used that money to go to Shippensburg
Yeah.
University.
So it's kind
There
of
you
like
go.
you were actually in real estate before
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he definitely, that's why I say he
You kind of
encouraged
always
me.
had that passion for it.
He did say he had a property, and I kind of like in the beginning, I'm like, no, you didn't. But then like he definitely had a property.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we also deals that we're looking for is like creative financing, so like seller
Okay.
financing,
Mhm.
not using our own money. That's something that we really want to do.
Yeah.
And it takes time to find those deals.
Right.
Does. Those are
You have
harder
to do the
find.
back end work for that.
Right.
And I forgot to mention, you also have your license in North Carolina, right?
I do. I don't really do anything with that anymore
We
because it
will
got
though.
so yeah. I
Yeah.
just got really busy here and then trying to build the foundation here.
Yep.
And I did meet with a couple agents down there.
Mhm.
So I was just doing referrals for a while, and the goal is definitely to have an extension of the Shanice Tucker group in I think we were going to do Charlotte, but I'm gearing more towards Raleigh.
Yeah.
I like that area more. So yeah,
It's a hot market.
eventually. Yeah.
Mhm.
They both are.
And
Charlotte
it's
Raleigh.
closer than Charlotte. It's like 6.5 hours or 6 hours
Yeah.
from here. It's
Yeah.
quicker to get there than Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you guys' goals coming up? So it could be either individually, together, real estate
Let's
related,
do them all.
professional.
Yeah, we can do them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go first?
What topics you want first?
We'll do for the cleaning business. Kind of what's your goal for 2025 with that?
My goal is to dump a lot of money into marketing
Mhm.
so that the business can grow. I want to hire so that I don't have to be there as much.
Yeah.
Because I had to focus on the business. I want to gain more commercial clients.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Just continue to grow and scale as much as possible.
continue to grow and scale as much
Kinda
as
like
possible.
Delegate a lot of those actual in-person tasks
Exactly,
to other people,
exactly.
hire out, and
Yeah.
step back.
Because it's hard for me to focus on you know on the business when I'm
You're
you know,
actually there.
when I'm actually there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know
Like,
what you mean. You can't think about like the path of where this is going when you're actually in the action
Yeah.
or moment of working on it.
and it's also scary sometimes. I know they say, I mean, this is something that you have to do, but I think it's kind of scary to like take a step back when you're like a perfectionist, like,
Yeah.
and you're like particular about certain things.
Because you don't know if the person that you're hiring is gonna meet up
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
criteria
yeah.
and everything you
But
do.
it's important for me to step back
Yeah.
if I want to grow.
It's true.
Right.
So
Awesome.
Yeah. Real estate. So we just did business planning. So this is fresh. So I am trying to double my business. I am trying to help the agents on my team get to 6 figures. That is a passion that I have.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's really just doubling the business and following the marketing plan to a T.
By doubling, are you saying with revenue, with bringing on new agents, with the agents that are already there, getting double the deals?
So and it's probably more than doubling actually, volume wise.
Okay.
I'm talking. I'm trying to hit. Oh, saying this out loud. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
manifest.
hit.
Yes,
Come
get
on.
it to
I
existence.
am trying to hit 94 units.
put it in the
Okay,
world.
awesome.
And I want my team to hit 146 units.
Okay.
These are really, really big goals, but
Is that monthly?
a year.
A year.
Yearly?
Year.
I don't know.
And
what-
I know
That's a lot. That's
I
a
don't know
lot.
what's like
That's big.
expectations.
In a month. Yeah, that's
It's a
crazy.
lot.
Guys, I have no idea.
It is a
I'm
lot.
selfish.
But this year, I took this entire year and shout out to Brittany again because she really has been such a resource for me. And I took this entire year to really grow as a leader, to grow, like to get the structure and foundation in place. So I did pretty good this year, I would say. But I didn't like grow as far as volume. And
Do you
I was
wanna
okay.
say where you're at, and then we can.
I think are close to like 4.5 or like 5 million in sales.
Okay.
I think by the end of the year.
So
that's,
how many?
that's a number I know.
So how
That's
many
good.
units does that contribute to?
What'd you say?
How many units does that contribute to?
Almost 30.
30.
I
Then
usually
going
hover
for
around
90.
28.
Awesome. That's good though.
Yeah. So I've been at like 20, 30 deals for the last like 4 years. So it's like I
Okay.
can push it.
It's like 2 to 3 a month.
Yeah,
bad.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. But that comes so easy to me. Like that's not me trying to do anything extra. It's just referrals and social media. So that's really
Sure.
coming to me. So now it's like, okay, what can I do? Like
Yeah.
how much extra can I do to get where I want to go? And I feel like I can do it. Now that I have the foundation in place. So that's our goals. And just to really use the systems, we are operating off of EOS now.
We were just talking about
Yeah,
that
I
before.
am.
The book traction.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just had an event yesterday, and I'm just so geeked about that. But we're operating off that system. So I just think we're gonna soar.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and with real estate, with me, investing
Okay.
in the next year, I want to be investing.
Well,
Got
that's
any
a goal we have
questions?
together.
Yeah, that's a goal we have together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got any
Awesome.
questions? You know where to come to.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna talk after this.
Sure.
Because we're like, I feel like I'm in the headspace where I like really, really want
Yeah, I
to
think
do
we're,
that now.
I think we're
yeah.
there now. Like I think
I
we're
think
like,
you guys are ready.
yeah,
It sounds like
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
And then in terms of relationship goals, anything coming up?
I mean, I think also this year, like we really focused on growing the relationship, and I think that we're in a good spot.
That's awesome.
So we're just gonna continue to grow that
Yeah.
and just I think with him taking a step back from real estate, he's still like help with showings and like do like, whatever we need done and give like get referrals, but I think that that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, what she means how it's going to help is that
I love
sometimes
talking about it.
well, sometimes it can be frustrating for. Sometimes I'm not there
Mhm.
because sometimes I'm busy with the cleaning business,
Right.
and so like it could be frustrating for me not to be there, and I'm doing this, and I'm supposed to be committed to this,
Yeah.
the team as well.
Yep.
So for me taking a step back, I think that gives her enough space to, to make moves.
Yeah, like
Right?
I don't need to have expectations of him
Absolutely, yeah.
anymore. Because it's like the expectation is okay, my lights like you will send referrals to the team and that's all you have to do. You're not on the hook for, making X amount of calls or
yeah.
And I honestly I'm not even that's not one of our only like measurable, as you'll say, EOS. But it is expected for you to contribute to the team and to produce. So, and that's difficult when you have two businesses.
Yeah.
I got two last questions.
Sure. Yeah.
First, what's your favorite books?
Oh my gosh.
Like top 3, let's say.
E-Myth is my favorite book.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
E-Myth.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah, E-Myth is a.
What's that about?
It's how
Similar to
Yeah,
Traction.
it's similar to Traction. How
Okay.
she describes it, I haven't read Traction yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it talks about systems and processes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I'm
It's-
obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like E-Myth.
Same.
Yeah.
So and there's one thing I want to say about systems. But Traction, the power
I
of
said 3. Right?
oh sorry.
No good.
The Power of One More by Ed Milet. That
Yeah,
book
I
is
love
really
that
good. I
book.
actually want to read it again at this point in my life.
Yeah.
And then oh my gosh, I can't even think of a third book right now because it's Traction has been
Number 1.
I have 4.
oh,
Alright,
here you go.
run it.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
So E-Myth, Psychology of Money,
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Bullseye. It,
Oh yeah, that was good.
yeah, goals. That talks about goals.
Okay.
And How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That was
Yeah.
a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. The One Thing by Gary Keller.
That is a good one.
That was a really good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are my.
And
I've read a
Brittany,
lot of fiction books.
Brittany Giles gifted me with that book.
Oh, she got a
She did.
stack
yeah,
of books.
yeah. She gifted me with she gifted me with E-Myth.
Okay.
So yeah,
She
Yeah.
gave me
I just wanted to give that shout out.
what was it? The real estate millionaire, multimillionaire?
Real estate
Investor.
million
Yeah,
real
yeah.
estate agent. Yes, MREA.
They have
They
they have
have
an
it-
agent one too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, MREA is that's like my Bible. I have the leadership edition, so it's like
Yeah.
a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
And I reference that a lot
Awesome.
for stuff.
And
What was that second?
yeah, the last one was in regards to like the NAR, with agents not being able to post commissions on the MLS. Like, How are you guys going about that? Like, has that affected the business at all or anything?
I don't think so.
Not one bit. So when I started training new agents or helping them,
Mhm.
I was like, I want you to be better than me, and you're not allowed to do a showing without a buyer's agency.
Mm.
So he was trained to get the buyer's agency signed.
Mhm.
He was trained, and every other agent was trained to do that. So I think he feels confident doing that.
Yeah.
And honestly, we have not had an issue getting our fee.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, if you lead with value, I think.
Well, it sounds like you guys are definitely on the right path, and you
Yeah.
built a great foundation for yourselves in business, life, entrepreneurship. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Is
Yeah,
there
thanks.
anything else you guys want to leave the audience with?
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about systems because that's another one of my goals. Is I am really nerdy and big on systems and processes.
Mhm.
And in 2025, I do plan on launching, I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it'll be systems and processes for agents. Because what I've realized with talking to other agents, most people don't have a system and process in place.
Right.
And I do and have trialed and errored so much stuff for the last almost 6 years. So
Yeah.
that's mine.
Yeah. My cleaning businesses.
Shout out your meetup.
My meetup.
Mhm.
Oh, Vine and Velvet, December 12th,
Mhm.
6 to 9. It's called Vine and Velvet Real Estate Social. If you're in the real estate industry and you're a young professional, you should be at this event.
It's at
The place to be.
The Sun Motors Mercedes.
It's at the Sun Motors, Mercedes-Benz
Showroom.
showroom, and
on the Carlisle
Same-
Pike.
yeah.
Carlisle
good.
Pike.
Come pop out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make sure to leave all that information down in the description. And if you guys want to connect with Shanice or Lance, we'll have their information down there as well. But truly appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you
awesome.
for having us.
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
Now I wanted to shout out LHB Clean Team if you need a carpet cleaning company.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
there
make
you
sure
go.
to leave that down in the description as well. But with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.